All of Us Are Dead have left some unanswered mysteries, and today we will try to answer the zombie strengths. Weaknesses. How do people get infected? How was the virus created, and even address the season 2? But first we need to better understand the zombies themselves. As every zombie fan knows, specific zombie dystopias have specific zombie policies. The zombies in All of Us Are Dead, that is primarily based totally on a webtoon translated beneath the identical name. Observe simple zombie policies. They're mindless, undead creatures hungry for brains, with some quirks thrown in for exact measure. Maximum, mainly the inclusion of the Hambie and the point of interest on college students as undead. We see many move as approximately zombies. However, just a few have college students as foremost characters. In an enclosed area like a college in which teens are clustered, they must live on their own. Stated All of Us Are Dead director Lee Kyo approximately what units the Netflix collection aside from different zombie fare. They must run far from pals turning into zombies. These elements could make this display specific from different zombie movies and make it thrilling and clean. Let's speak the strengths, weaknesses, origins, and exceptions of the undead in All of Us Are Dead. All of Us Are Dead zombie strengths. Zombies in All of Us Are Dead have a heightened feel of odor and hearing, even as this is usually a strength, as it could be used to seek prey. It could additionally technically be a weaknesses whilst there may be a noisy sound or heightened odor, as is the case whilst the thunder and lightning rainstorm descends upon the college. The undead withinside the collection also are awesome strong, and greater or much less impervious to damage. Those aren't sluggish zombies of Shaun of the Dead. Zombies fall off homes many times, and are still alive. When we see a zombie after the time bounce withinside the very last episode, her sunken eye appears to have repaired itself, suggesting a few form of regenerative capability. As we study later withinside the collection, the ones affected with the Jonas virus, as Lee Byung-chan and Detective Yeek name it, are medically dead. Their coronary heart stops. However, the virus stimulates their mind stem and movements the body. We see a few pointers that bodily weaker people, like Ching Sen's mom, make for bodily weaker zombies. However, the bone-crunching flexibility of the zombies and their dedication to devour brains lead them to plenty scarier than their human hosts ever ought to be. All of Us Are Dead zombie weaknesses. While the All of Us Are Dead zombies have heightened odor and hearing, they lose a diploma of imaginative and prescient withinside the process. They're additionally quite dumb, and may be effortlessly tricked via way of means of people operating collectively with a stable plan. As in different zombie stories, disposing of the mind stem with a bullet or via way of means of bludgeoning takes out the zombie altogether. Another capacity weak point for those zombies is the truth that the characters on this international have understanding of film zombies, making references to Train to Busan nearly immediately. While characters don't make use of this meta understanding as plenty as I desired them to, it from time to time elements into the people decision-making process, giving them operating understanding of what to do and now no longer do whilst dealing with off in opposition to a zombie. How are the All of Us Are Dead zombies created? We stay in a machine of violence. A no one like me can't extrude the machine. That's why I determined to extrude my son. One of the much less fascinating subplots in All of Us Are Dead is the mystery of ways the zombie virus became created. It all connects return to one man, Lee Byung-chan, a scientist who used to paintings for a pharmaceutical organization earlier than he became fired and observed a process because the technological know-how instructor at Hyasen High. When Lee's son is bullied to the factor that he tries suicide, the instructor develops a substance that he thinks will make him greater able to combating return. Unfortunately, it, turns him right into a zombie. Lee's son is patient zero, and his spouse quick follows. The scientist experiments on them for greater than a month earlier than the virus subsequently spreads due to the fact Lee leaves inflamed mice simply bopping across the Hyasen High Technological Know-How Lab. Though the technological know-how instructor subsequently appears to have a moderate extrait of coronary heart after being bitten, telling Yeek approximately the computer with all of his information, he stays rather remorseless for the horror he has unleashed. All of Us Are Dead Hambies. If this virus manages to study the human thoughts, a brand new breed of human may be born. All of Us Are Dead throws an in the flesh-like twist into their zombie tale. A few people reply otherwise to the Jonas virus. Rather than being became a zombie, they're half of human, half of zombie, or a Hambie, as Disu comes to a decision to name it. These Hambies are something new, with all the strengths of a zombie even as retaining onto their mind function. They are hungry, however they greater or much less maintain the character that described them earlier than they had been inflamed with the virus. This results in terrible outcomes whilst implemented to Gwai Nam or maybe Yoon Jai, who have a loss of empathy for different human beings and use their accelerated bodily may to kill and devour. How does someone get infected? It takes some time for the Hyasen High College students to study the policies of ways the Jonas virus is unfold. However, it quite plenty best occurs if a person is bit via way of means of a zombie. Yes, this consists of Hambies. Notably, Jeong-soo doesn't flip whilst he's scratched via way of means of a zombie. However, he does flip whilst Na-yeon makes use of a rag with zombie blood on it to tend to the wound. Also notably, Namra does now no longer unfold the virus to Soo-hyuk whilst she kisses him. Which, yes, I became concerned approximately. How All of Us Are Dead fits into the zombie genre. While the zombies in All of Us Are Dead have a few unique quirks, they're greater or much less your classic zombies. Fast edition. Much of the hobby on this zombie display comes now no longer on a clean take at the style. However, with Inside the Manor it's far all executed, as you may see with Inside the featurette above. Kyle positioned plenty of notion into the way to make the collection visually thrilling. For folks that aren't fanatics of zombie movies, we attempted to contain many specific equipment on this for a laugh viewing experience. Stated Kyle, we attempted to make the college appearance lively and shiny at first. We gave plenty of notion to lights and colorations for each unmarried area. To flawlessly carry our intention, we constructed a fixed 100 meters long. So we will effectively say that we constructed a four-tail college, and purple blood contrasts with their inexperienced uniforms. Through this color contrast, we desired to expose the intensity. Kyle grounded the style horror of the zombie apocalypse via way of means of the usage of one takes and long takes, mainly with inside the first half of the collection. To make the drama greater immersive and realistic, rehearsing became the whole thing. Stated Kyle, hundreds of team and actors spent the complete day rehearsing it. In truth, how the actors acted and reacted modified the complete storyboard. All the cameras did became try and sees how the youngsters reacted. Kyle's interest to element increased to his course of the younger solid, with an emphasis on realness in addition to chemistry amongst actors. Following the casting process, which prioritized locating unknowns to play the college students, Kyle held a workshop that allowed the younger solid to bond. As a part of the process, he had them change roles with Inside the wish that it'd assist permit every performer to additionally apprehend the opposite roles with Inside the drama. While All of Us Are Dead won't be doing whatever in particular new with the zombie drama, it's far being launched for the duration of the COVID era, which has lamentably given new lifestyles to lots of those conventional tropes. Interestingly, COVID is referred to on an information broadcast in universe, because of this that those characters too are residing in a post-COVID outbreak international. All of Us Are Dead will hit otherwise in specific nations and communities, as now no longer everybody have studies the worldwide pandemic with inside the identical manner. However, they're applicable irrespective of in which you stay in this earth. All of Us Are Dead involves a few quite bleak conclusions in its evaluation of those themes. However, visitors may also locate a few catharsis in that bleakness, with inside the depiction of collective and sustained trauma, with inside the reputation that the whole thing is in truth now no longer okay. Will there be a season 2 of All of Us Are Dead? Currently, there's no phrase whether or not All of Us Are Dead has been renewed for a second season, but maintain in thoughts that it took Netflix months to announce that its Korean mega hit Squid Game could be getting a season 2. As large a slam dunk prospect because it gets. Certainly, All of Us Are Dead's unsure finishing leaves the door extensive open for a second season. The survival of so lots of its foremost characters, Namra's cryptic behavior, and the capacity misdeeds of the authorities ought to all factor the manor closer to but any other season of grueling, emotional zombie mayhem. Thanks for watching and subscribe if you would like to see more videos like this.